Just good morning, everybody. It's a blessed day to be in the family of God. I'm sitting down here in the rolling hills of the Appalachians in front of a historical little country church here. As I was just sitting quietly with the Lord, He reminded me of a story about the Deacons Bench, of something that actually happened in my life. Over the course of my young life, I only had an opportunity to live with my natural father for about 13 months altogether. One time 9 months and another time 4 months. I got to know him well enough to know that the one pulling his strings wasn't Jesus. It was that woman he was married to. And her 4 children who had yet to meet Christ at that point in time. Anyhow, as I sat here and ponder about life and space and breath and genetics and all different kinds of stuff here in God's country, this is peace in the valley here, y'all. This is just amazing. But you still hear the jets in the background. I can always hear them. They wake me up 2 o'clock in the morning flying over sometimes. I've made video at 2 o'clock in the morning when they woke me up. Anyway, back to the Deacons Bench. My dad lived in Glendale, Arizona. And while I stayed with him, I took woodworking. And the 2 things I made in woodworking, I made Mama a spice cabinet. And Dad was gracious enough to box it up and ship it home. And for Dad, I made a Deacon's Bench that sat at his kitchen table until all the kids grew up and was gone. I was like 14 the last time I had stayed with him. It was ugly. The bench itself was ugly. I didn't make it very well, but I didn't make it to be pretty. I made it to be durable. And it was in an old barn last time I seen it in 1981. And it was just left with the junk pile of wood, but the Lord was reminding me of that today. These children who hadn't met Jesus yet were raised on my Deacon's Bench. Even as they persecuted me, I gave them a comfortable place to sit around the table, where we weren't alienated by separate chairs. We sat on a bench. We shared the same ground at the same time. Many of those table conversations were interesting and a lot of insight later on. However, that was the only point I wanted to make, really. Lorraine and Michael and Sherry and Julie and Joanne and my dad, Tiny Burl Lloyd Crawford. The kids' last name was Stevenson. Mike was 1 year and 1 day older than me. And he liked to bully me, liked to think he had control of me. And that was his early days when he started experimenting with pot and alcohol. At the same time, I was reading books about Mac Bolan, the Executioner series. Mike's the one that turned me on to them. They're written by Don Pendleton. Eagle Press distributes them. Out of them evolved the Alpha Team and the Delta Force. Just look up Don Pendleton if you want to know the content of those things and the detail. Even though it was a fictitious character, supposedly. Was there really a Mac Bolan out there? Well, was there? Is he around now?